Alright, what is up, y'all? We're here today with week 7, I think? I'm pretty sure it's week 7 of the PCP, and we go against Dan the Stall Man. He's like Tim the Tool Man, except with stall and bad times and 140 turn games, and it's just... you gotta love him. That's my boy, though. He has a team, you should see it on your screen, of Chansey, Conkeldurr, Jolteon, Crobat, Ambipom, Dusclops, Mega Aggron, Clefable, Latios, which is a Zmon, Turtonator, which is a Zmon, got that nice double Dragon Ball Z, and then the table, Avalugg. That thing actually gave us a lot of trouble when we played him one time, so I'm not a big fan of the table, I'm not gonna lie to you. But, you can see our squad up there as well, and where there's a Lele, there's a way. Yeah, so let's jump on into it. We're gonna lead off with, we're gonna start the builder off with Pickle here. Now, whenever I, in our little team building chat, I sent the message and I was like, alright, I'm bringing dirty, greasy Pickle offense versus Dan. So we have the Pickle, Pukimaku, spilling my guts, and he's unaware as fuck, he didn't care. And he's running Rest Talk, so I needed a status absorber. Not very many things on my team want to take T-Waves and Toxics, which Dan has been known to just spread around like false information on Facebook. And also, shout out to Shofu, trap catch him, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, so we're Rest, Sleep Talk, Toxic, and Baton Pass. Basically, I need to get, things like, everything. I need to get, Chansey, Toxic. Hopefully I can get a T-Spike up for that later, but, Dusclops, Clef, because it's going to be unaware, Turt, Avalugg, all those things need to be Toxic immediately. So we're going to do our best to do that, and this thing is just here to be able to kind of switch in, take hits. He's unaware, so even if he does want to do something like, he's done Bulk Up Conk before, could be CM, Lottie, stuff like that. He don't care, it's the Pickle. But yeah, Puku is it's just a great mon, man. Don't ever sleep on the Pickle in draft. This thing has been so incredibly helpful. And all the times I didn't bring it, I was like, fuck, I should have brought the Pickle. But great mon, solid bulky water, fuck what you heard. Then, obviously, when you have a Tapu Lele, you bring your Tapu Lele. We're bringing a Choice Scarf set, which honestly isn't the most ideal set to be bringing versus him, but I had to do what I had to do, you know. Nature's Madness is there to get a solid 50 on that Mega Aggron as well as the Dusclops, although if Dusclops isn't Spadef, it really doesn't want to take 2 Psychics. I do have the Psychic as well as the Psyshock just for maximum damage. We are Modest Nature, 394 special attack, Psychic Terrain boosted. Whew, that's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. But with this spread, we do about, I believe it was 48 to, or it was like we do 47 to like almost 60% to physically defensive Chansey with Psyshock. So my game plan is going to be to hopefully clean up with the Choice Scarf Lele, because a lot of these things that I have on the team aren't really going to be in there for the long haul. Like it's you know what I said, it's dirty, greasy Pickle offense. You set up, you go, and you have your Pickle to switch into rather. And Lele is just, it's a Lele. You know, you click the Psychic move, and when they have Dark type, you click Moonblast. That's just what you do. Then we have, I'm really looking forward to using this, honestly. I'm doing my hands like Mr. Burns, what the fuck? I really want to use this Coma O, because this can actually set up on most of his team. If he wants to Brave Bird me, that's fine. If he wants to, fake out plus, like, flying move, maybe like Technician boosted Aerial Ace or something, I don't know. Basically everything except for Clef or one of his dragons, this thing sets up on. So, idea is get behind a sub, start D-dancing up. He's going to want to go into Mega Aggron. I have Soundproof. With a team like Dan's, you should be running Roar on Mega Aggron, I think, even though you do have Unaware Clef, so it's not like you really care. But just, to prevent stuff like this from happening, he does have, Roar on Mega Aggron. So I imagine he'll be running, he has a lot of Stealth Rockers, honestly. Chansey, Clef, Mega Aggron. I guess that's just 3, but that's 3 solid rockers. So, I imagine he'll be running something like Stealth Rock, Heavy Slam, Toxic, and then Roar. I guess he could also have something like Earthquake to hit my Darmanitan as well as my Nidoking, but it's debatable. I think he should have Roar, and I think I'm gonna get a free turn because he's gonna click Roar, and I'm gonna be soundproof as fuck. And that'll be awesome. So we'll see how that goes, but this thing is looking to put in some work. I do have the Iron Head there. I can do a solid 35% to Clef or something like that, even if he is unaware. That's why I do have this little bit of, I'm adamant, obviously, and then a little bit of investment does let me do just enough to Clef to where, after some toxic damage, a little bit of Stealth Rock damage, you know what I'm saying? It can get put in range, trust me. Then, we have Miram, the king himself. He is a... Look at this fucking spread. What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh my god, that's disgusting. I'm Lonely Nature, Nidoking. So, Dan's speed tiers are... He has a lot of really fast mons, and then he has a bunch of slower than maple syrup piss in the wintertime in Canada. You know? So, I can just go max attack, max special attack, and then stick the 4 in special defense, because I'm going to outspeed Clef, Turt, Avalugg, Dusclops, and Conk anyways, and Chansey as well. And I'm never going to be able to outspeed Jolteon, or Crobat, or Ambipom, or Lottie. So, speed tiers are looking a little lackluster, which helps me out a lot with being able to build like this, because I can literally just shove it all into attack and special attack. And with the Life Orb, Sludge Wave, and Earth Power are going to be hitting his team very, very nicely. And Superpower, obviously, for the Chansey. Yeah, just the Chansey, and I guess the Avalugg kind of too, but I'm going to be clicking special attacks versus Avalugg. I think even if he's specially defensive, Sludge Wave or Earth Power is still going to be doing more. Then, we have our designated lead, Mr. Meatwad himself. Not Yeetwad this week, I don't think he's going to put in that much work, but we do have Stealth Rock, Endeavor, Explosion, Substitute. I didn't even know this thing fucking got Endeavor, honestly, so I'm hoping Dan won't notice either. And then, yeah, I just get my rocks up. Rocks are going to be very, very good versus him. If he doesn't bring Crobat or Avalugg, then his only defog is going to be Lottie, and I don't know if Lottie's going to have the move slot to be able to actually have defog this week. So, if he doesn't bring Avalugg or Crobat, I think rocks are going to be there to stay. That's going to be helpful because also with the Toxic Spike being on here, if I can get 2 of those bad boys up, then everything's going to be obviously toxic, and it's going to be a great time. But what I'm hoping to do is set up my rocks versus Mega Aggron. He's going to heavy slam the living shit out of me and take me down to my sash. Then I go for the Endeavor, as he probably goes for like Roar or something, knowing Dan. And then, yeah, then Mega Aggron is nice and hindered. It can't come back in on rocks. And I'm free to explode at a later date. I can also, if I'm in versus something that's slower than me, like one of his crazy stupid fat things, I can just sub up until I get down to my my 1 HP mark and then go for the Endeavor. And hopefully he will not know what our shenanigans are. Then, and as soon as I went to go battle Dan, I originally had sub bulk up Darmanitan, and I really wish I would have brought that, but I actually just ended up going with the sub Salic Belly Drum set again. I know we already did this versus Nathan because Nathan has a Blissey, and I know it's probably not a good idea and it's probably not going to work, but I have to try. Like, I have to try. Look how much speed I need. I need 32 speed to be able to outspeed this whole team, which is crazy. Adamant Nature, 140 attack. That's a fuckload of attack, man. And then it's got the fat subs, so Dusclops as well as Chansey cannot break them, and I can just start going to town. Also, dumb me moment. At one point, I was running Flame Charge Power Up Punch on my Sheer Force Darmanitan. So, you know, if you do something dumb, don't get discouraged. Just change it and don't tell anybody about it. Unless you're me, then you'll make a video about it and just kind of roast yourself the whole time. So, whatever. But yeah, that's Darmanitan. Like we said, we're gonna lead right off with Minior, and we got the pickle in the back at all times. So let's just go ahead and jump into the battle. So here we are with the battle portion versus Dan. I have already recorded this once, and I fucked it up. So let's just run through it again and not hate ourselves, right? So, like I said, in the first one, it's not going to be as funny to myself anymore, but he's got the double pink core of Clef and Chansey. He's got the double gray core of Aggron and Dusclops, because he's got the double dragon core. So this man's got a fucking Neapolitan ice cream of fuckery over here waiting for me, and it's just not going to be a lot of fun to deal with. But like I said, we have Minior to lead off with, and we can get right into my mishaps immediately. So I need rocks up immediately. He doesn't have T-Bolt, which is kind of nice, I guess. Which I don't know if he just didn't have T-Bolt. He didn't want to take me to my shields down. Who knows? But I actually have to go for the sub again there, and then pretend I said, "Oh fuck" in the chat, like, "Oh, I misclicked," you know. So I have the Endeavor. I'm trying to get him to as low as HP as possible, and he keeps, heavy slamming and whatnot. And then here I realize, I wonder if he knows what I'm up to. I don't know if he's like aware of my shenanigans, but he took fucking forever on the next turn, and I was like, god damn it, this man is looking up to see if I get Endeavor, and that shit sucked because he calls it, and Minior is basically wasted for rocks. So not only do I only get rocks, I can't Endeavor, and I only have Explosion. So he gets a free Trick Room and then gets to kill me on the next turn. So turn 9, we are not doing so well. Then I have Miro. I just get up T-Spikes, honestly. Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. I just get up T-Spikes because look at his team, look at T-Spikes, So the fact that Lottie led off and didn't stay in to defog the rocks away was kind of weird to me. So I started thinking he didn't have defog, and we're just gonna hope he doesn't, because I basically have to sack Miro to get up a T-Spike. I should have gone for another one thinking about it, but I was still kind of thinking maybe he did have defog on Lottie, so now would be a good chance for him to go into it on the predicted Earth Power or second T-Spike or something like that. And then, yeah. But what I didn't think about at the time was Trick Room is still up, so he shouldn't go into his Mon that is faster than me during the Trick Room, but hey, who knows. So I just went for the Sludge Wave there just to, just to help. And now we're in with Darmanitan, so he can go for the Trick Room again if he wants, that's fine. But since I've already taken rocks, I've kind of ruined my own plan here. So as unfortunate as that is, I'm kind of just forced to go for Fire Punches on this thing. I am still Adamant, I am still Max Attack, Sheer Force boosted Fire Punch, and at least he can't break my sub, and at least I am at 1.5 speed. So he's doing his best to break my sub. I tried to time it to where he would die as Trick Room ended, and then he goes into Turtonator, which, looking at it, I thought he would try to like roar me out, but Rock Slide doesn't actually kill, Dragon Pulse breaks the sub, and he goes down to Toxic, or Poison, so at least it's a Middle King kill, right? And then now Clef comes in, and as unfortunate as this does look, if I can get some damage off on this, that's going to put it in range of Como-O later, because I do have the Iron Head, and yeah, after he takes the poison damage, yep, so he's at 28, he's going to come in, take 12% more, and be just shit out of luck, basically. So he switches out into the Aggron. I really wanted to click Nature's Madness there, but I just couldn't. No balls. No balls for Shay. I just couldn't. If I took a Moonblast from Clef, I wouldn't be able to potentially live the Seismic Toss and Rocks later, which might be necessary, so I do need to keep this thing healthy. If I can just keep it to only taking Rocks damage, that's going to be as good as possible. So I switch out right into the Pickle, and Dan actually makes a double switch, which, speaking of balls, but he double switches into Chansey. The whole point of a double switch is to, get yourself some momentum, but, yeah. Anyways, he doubles into Chansey, and he takes rocks and poison damage. He Toxics me. I don't really mind. I'm Rest Talk, like we said, and now I'm in with Chingy, which is fucking awesome, because it's our boy. Sorry, I karate chopped the table on accident, but I go for the safe sub, just in case he did want to stay in and go for a Toxic or T-Wave or something like that. And then I can just Drain Punch. And by not revealing Iron Head, it actually looks like I would just have dual stab. So since I'm behind a sub, he doesn't feel safe enough to go into his Latios, which is probably Z-move, and would just blow me away. So he has to actually go into his Aggron. I can't do very much to him, but at least I can D-Dance up, and Heavy Slam will break the sub, obviously, but he's not going to be 2 at KOing me thanks to my investment. So I can just go for the Drain Punch, do a solid 35, and Heavy Slam is doing what? Yeah, 41. So I got scared, and I should have D-danced here, but I was like, if he crits me, I'm scared. So I just went for the Drain Punch again, which is unfortunate, but oh well. Drain Punch, yep, we're just going to take out that Mega Aggron, at least for once in the fucking game, we finally have the lead. We've been on the back foot this entire game, and at least we're finally able to do something. He says in the chat, he's thinking about putting on Roar. I'm soundproof, fuck you talking about. You can't roar me. But the Iron Head does do a considerable amount of damage to the Latios. I was going to say solid, but considerable. Just felt the mood more. Sorry if you can hear my roommate's bitch-ass dog whining outside the door, but that's what he's doing. That was super passive-aggressive, oh my god. But, yeah, now Lele gets to come in, and I can predict the Chansey to come in, and go for the side shock, or I can just attack what's in front of me. He doesn't know I'm Scarf, and honestly, Scarf probably wasn't the best set versus him. Something like Taunt Life Orb is probably what he was expecting, honestly, because that's what I originally had. And it was just a big 50-50, man. I wasn't sure if I needed to predict, I wasn't sure if I needed to just attack what's in front of me, but I kind of thought about it and I was like, man, you know what? I've been playing safe all fucking game, and just trying to recover the lost footing that I lost immediately with the whole Dusclops piece of shit. So I'm just going to attack what's in front of me, and thank fuck he stays in. So now, basically, barring a third choke, I should win this game, because he only has Chansey and he's poisoned. So I can go into Pickle, and if it needs to come down to it, I will PP stall the fuck out of this man. There ain't enough ethers in the world to be able to get back to PP I'm about to stall this man out of. But so he can Wish Protect and all that stuff, but since I'm Rest, I don't have to attack for 2 turns, so my PP my PP bigger than his. So he goes for the Seismic Toss, and I'm just resting, but he gets his so that was my first. Okay, those are my second turn of being asleep, right? And the Psychic Terrain ends, which is brewing the perfect storm right here to be time to make a good play. So basically, I'm gonna go for the Baton Pass here, and if he Seismic Tosses, I will be in range of the next Seismic Toss after Rocks, but then he's in range of Psyshock after poison damage. So my best play here is actually to go for the Baton Pass. He does go for the Seismic Toss, which, you know, does 32%, so after Rocks, Pickle's dead. But since he took the Helmet Chip and the poison damage, he's now at 55%. The roll on Tapu Lele's Psyshock versus a fully physically defensive Bold Max Chansey was something along the lines of 46 or 47 to 58, 60-ish, something like that. So I was like, okay, all I gotta do is put this man in range of the poison and we're good to go. And wouldn't you know it, I get the lowest of all absolute rolls. He still gets killed, thankfully, by the poison, but holy fuck, I was so scared. I was like, I just choked. I choked again. Why can't I stop choking? Call me Andre, god damn it. But yeah, this was a stressful game. I didn't play well at all, honestly. This game, I'm never been one to make excuses, and I've never been one to toot my own dick. But since we did win the PBL, and since we got second place in the PASL, which y'all haven't seen yet, spoilers. But actually, yeah, fuck it, I don't really care. I was feeling pretty good about myself, and both the playoffs games, the finals games, all that shit, all kind of happened in the same week as this game. And I was like, you know what, those are gonna need most of my attention, I think. So we'll just deal with this when it happens. I actually built this team the day of the battle, which I never do. I always try to build it at least a day in advance so that I can come back and stinker tinker, but that's neither here nor there. So shout outs to Dan. We always have good battles, even though this one was about a fifth of the length of our notorious battle. Still a good game, and yeah, I don't know. It's always a lot of fun playing Dan. It's always a lot of predictions, always a lot of mind games. And but at the end of the day, I think it comes down to prep. So hopefully we can continue our W streak that we have going on right now, because I have to stay up there with Iron Shadow, and I have to hope Dan loses a couple more so I can overtake him on the rankings. So with that, go ahead and like, subscribe, do all that bullshit. I hope you guys are enjoying the face cam, even though I don't think I've been looking at the face cam the entire time, because, you know, like, face cam's up here, battle's down here. So yeah, but yeah, if you don't like it, fuck off. Bye forever.